I never change my stand. I take any stand after considering it properly, studying properly, and then I take. I am against this false campaign against Muslims, which is called Islamophobia. It came from the West, and now it is very much visible in India also, in the Indian media, and also some leaders of the ruling party also, they indulge in this, giving Muslims bad names, saying that Muslims are not clean, that Muslims want bad things for this country, or Muslims spread coronavirus or something else like this. So all this is bad, this is wrong, and this has no basis at all, and we are against it, and I hope that people will fight it politically on the street and also in courts. That is very important, that people should go to courts against these people who they say this, whether they are political leaders or they are television anchors or writers in newspapers or on social media. Wherever you find, go and take them to court. I appeal to everybody, ordinary people, not just in organizations or parties or this, but ordinary people should take one. If everybody, just one person takes action against one social post, against one social media, against one channel, then this will be solved in no time. No, you see, I don't think that this is correct. I mean, there are two things. Markaz is, I don't think that the Delhi government has anything to do with it. What they were doing is that they were giving figures separately for Tablighi Jamaat, and that was wrong, and I wrote to them, and after that they have deleted that, they have stopped that when this was brought to their knowledge. And as far as the Northeast riot or violence is concerned, I don't think that the state government is behind it. No question of that. It is true that during the first 3-4 days, they did not raise their voice as ferociously, as strongly. A lot of help to the victims in terms of compensation to people whose houses were damaged or whose sons and daughters were killed or injured. So I think this is the first time. I mean, you don't see, usually in after riots, nothing happens, nobody gets any compensation. But here in Delhi, you have found that they, on their own, they started compensation. And after that, when I saw personally, as chairman of Delhi Minorities Commission, I saw that the compensation is not very adequate. I wrote to them, and they, within 2 days, they raised the compensation. So I think it is not true that the Delhi government did nothing for that. Yes, during the first 2-3 days, they were not as proactive as they should have been, especially because the police is not in their hands. This is very correct. But still they could have raised their voice, they could have gone to the DCP's office in Northeast and did some kind of dharna or kind of protest against that. During the first few days, they did not do it. I know that, and I have spoken about that. But you cannot say that they are responsible for the riot. Riot was planned and perpetuated and carried out by people in power in the center. You see, I don't know exactly whom, but the police is with them. And you have seen in so many videos that the police is taking part with the rioters, and also some part of the police is just standing as mute spectators. So this cannot have happened without some intervention from the top. At the same time, as I found, and I've said it very openly, that these riots were planned, that people were brought from outside, arms were brought from outside, and these people were given 2 days to do whatever they want. This is a fact. I know that they are trying to change the narrative, but the fact is that these riots were planned as a lesson. They wanted to teach lesson to these people who were protesting against CA and RC. They were trying to teach them a lesson. That was a trial run. You see, the communalization campaign that occurred in India after about 1200 people were found in the Tablighi Jamaat Markaz, and they started saying that Tablighi people were planning, they were hiding, they were going to spread this virus all over the country. That was wrong. That was, there were so many places, in mandirs, in gurdwaras, in churches, in hostels, in universities, there were hundreds of people who were stranded. So these people were also stranded, but kind of narrative was created. Rather, it was not just created, it was invented to show that somehow the Tablighis were planning to spread this violence, this corona virus, and it was said that this is the corona jihad and things like that. That was wrong, and I hope some people will go to courts against these media outlets which are very much in this business of inventing and putting things in mouth and giving bad name to the Muslim community. And this campaign, which was first against the Tablighis who were inside the markaz or who came in contact with them, then it became a campaign against all Tablighis all over India who had no connection with this group of people who were found in the Tablighi Jamaat Markaz. And after that, it was also generalized to include all Muslims. Any Muslim with a beard, with a topi, with a kurta, he became a suspect, and people all over the country, even from, I have heard in Nicobar, Andaman and Nicobar, in Maharashtra, in West Bengal, in Bihar, in UP, Muslims were persecuted. In villages, they were expelled from villages. In Delhi, we have seen that Muslim vendors who were selling fruit and vegetables, they were told not to come to their colonies. And Muslims were attacked in a number of places, including in Delhi. 2 Muslims were attacked here. So all this was because of the media's insensible and irresponsible behavior. And I hope that some people will go to court to teach them a lesson. Because unless you go to court, these people will not learn any lesson, and they will continue to find such cases again in future and create a false narrative against the Muslim community, because a certain section of media and also a certain section of the ruling class also believes in this, that they should keep this narrative, this false narrative against Muslims alive, so that there is polarization in society, and when times of election comes, there will be polarization on communal lines, and they will benefit from it. So we must frustrate this game. It is very important that people go to court, people protest,